Hello, everyone. It's Brenda Miller, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And we are here today to do our paper pumpkin kit from the month of November. And this kit is called Filled with Joy. So it's a little bit different than our usual card projects, but not too much different because we're going to make some tags. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's pop over to my desktop. And see, we've got somebody on the line here today, and we may end up with more. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So our paper pumpkin box came today, or came recently, with a very fun box. So you could actually use this box to package up whatever you like, or you could even put the finished projects in here and gift it to someone if you wanted to, and it just makes a pretty box. But beyond that, let's go ahead and open it up. Mine is a little jumbled in here, but this one comes with a Poppy Parade spot, which is always nice to have. Definitely different from Real Red. So we have multiple colors. So Real Red and Poppy Parade are a little bit different. So it's nice to have a different shade. And then we've got our stamp set. This is the Filled with Joy stamp set, and you can see it has lots of different sentiments. I love, love, love this Merry Christmas and this Sending Lots of Cheer, and I'm going to use that on other projects too. So that's our stamp set, and then we open up our kit, and you have, let's put this on top. But there is a package of these little stockings. So this is what I was saying. This is a different kind of project. And this little stocking, the way that it works is that we are going to fold down the top of each of them, which makes them even cuter. And voila. And you can fit quite a few things in these stockings. Definitely candy canes fit, but I did try some Ghirardelli chocolates, those squares, and they fit in here nicely, as do those Lindt chocolates, the balls. They fit in nicely, and of course, kisses and whatever else you want to put in there. Of course, I think of candy because I'm a candy girl, but gifts can fit in there. So many nice things come in small packages. So it can be used for lots of different things, but I'm going to go ahead and put our little stockings aside because we're not actually going to do anything with them except pin our tags onto them. Now, when it comes to the tags, we've got our instructions, and you can really mix and match on these instructions because all of these little tags, it comes with 8 actual tags, which are right. Well, if you open it up, you're going to get 2 sheets of these tags. I've already made one set. So you have 2 sheets. However, if you pull out the sheet of ornaments, there are actually 3 of each of the different ones. So you have 12 ornaments that you can use. Is that 12? Yes, 12 ornaments that you can use. So those extra ornaments are great for using on other projects. And I've got some nice ones to show you at the end of alternative projects. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the 4 tags. And I just want to show you something. So in our holiday catalog, there is a page of sketches, if you will. That's what I call them. I think they call them templates. I always mix those up. But on page 16 of that holiday catalog, there are these different designs. And look, there are half of them are tags. And you can use those tags in a number of different ways. So you'll see at the end when I show you the alternative projects, but you can see that there are lots of uses and lots of different ways to make tags. So let's go ahead and take out those 2 sheets. So you're going to take out a sheet of the tags and then your sheet of ornaments, and we'll start punching them out and separating them into our projects. We're going to make 4 tags. So it doesn't matter which ones have the blue back or which ones have so it's pool party actually, which ones have the pretty and pink back. So I am just going to randomly assign them because if you look at the instructions, they do 1 of each. Okay, so one with a pink and one with a blue. So I'm just going to separate them out and make our 4 piles. This is going to be the quickest class ever, but it is so much fun. Tags are really fun to work with. So now I'm punching out the little hole in the corner, and that's going to be important at the very end of each tag. Okay, so we've got our 4 tags out, and then we're going to take one of each of the designs of the ornaments, and I'm going to start with this. I'm going to call, I don't know what to call it. So let's look at this one. So it's kind of roundish. And I'm going to put that with tag number 3. And the reason I'm doing this way is because that's how they have them listed in the instructions. And I'm just trying to follow along the instructions so that it makes it easier for you if you want to replicate them, but you can always deviate from that. The next one I have is this one. Again, I'm not really going in any particular order. This one has a little triangular kind of thing at the bottom. And this one is actually number 4. I don't know why we're in that order. The one with the 4 snowflakes going across and the bulbous bottom is with number 1. And then the final one is this looks like a bulb, a Christmas bulb. And that goes with number 2. And then you need to grab a little ornament topper. I don't know what you call that. Does that have a name? This part of it? No. Lois is shaking her head no, so I'm not the best with knowing the names. So so just so you know, there are only the toppers. It doesn't look like it looks like there might be one extra topper. But there are 4 extra actual ornaments that you can use, but you can always use any circular cutout for your topper if you wanted to. And again, I'm talking about using it on other projects. So you can see, and again, I'm punching out the piece at the top. I just like to have it ready to go. So there we have it. Let's review. We have tag number 1. Looks like this. Now remember, you could have a pink back or a blue back, whichever you prefer. You've got a topper, and you've got this ornament with the snowflake circles. Then you've got the Christmas bulb looking one on your second tag with a topper. The third one is what I would consider a traditional ornament looking piece, die cut, and then the topper. And then the last one is a narrower one with a little triangular part at the bottom. Finding words to describe this stuff it's a little hard for me. So those are the 4 tags that we are going to make. So let's hop to it. Let's go to our first tag and take out those 3 pieces that we've got, and we're going to do some stamping. So the first thing, if we look at our instructions, you can see that they use the stars in the background on this one, and you can choose the words that you want at the bottom. Now, this time, I think I'm going to grab my stars, and I'm putting them on a block, and I'm cheating a little bit. I'm putting extra, I like to put stamps on both sides of my block when I'm doing a lot of the same thing. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm using my full-size Poppy Parade pad, and I'm going to stamp some stars, some in the top right corner and some in the, actually, before you stamp the one at the bottom, I did learn this little lesson. You want to choose which words you want to use. Now, so I'm going to use Holly Jolly, and put that in the middle of the block for myself. So Holly Jolly, ignore what's on the back there. And I'm just going to ink it up. Now my ink pad is not very, this one I should have really replaced, but I haven't done it yet. But I'm going to just take that Holly Jolly and put it at the bottom of the tag. So I've got that, but you can put any sentiment you want there. And then Now I can see where I want to put my stars. Now, when I did this earlier, I kind of put my stars a little too low. So lesson learned, and you don't have to repeat that mistake. We're going to do it that way. All right, so enough with the stars. And now we're going to go to the different designs for for the ornaments. Now they've got 3 different designs for stamping on the ornaments. We've got this dot dash line, we've got this dot star line, and then we've got these squiggles. So this one, I'm going to use the squiggles. And so I took a different block. I took one of my long blocks. And now remember, I've got a lot of blocks, but you can just keep, peeling and cleaning and peeling, whatever, but we're only using the red ink pad anyway. So, and we're going to stamp the squiggles in this kind of blank space here at the top. We've got some squiggles there. And then we're going to stamp some squiggles in that white space at the bottom. So what they did was they left us a little bit of room to stamp some design. Now you can, like I said, you can be switching them. You could use 2 different designs. You could use, you could choose to use one of the other 2 instead of the squiggles and do both the same, but it's all up to you. But basically mixing and matching gives us this fun little accented ornament. And once you've got that, that's really it, guys. So I'm gonna take your pick tool and grab my little glue dots, and I'm going to adhere just because it's going to be the easiest way. You could use regular adhesive, but I'm just going to put a glue dot on the back of this nicely gold foiled. Oopsie. Jump it on. Okay, that might not work. Got these little pieces everywhere now. So I'm just going to put it right at the bottom on the back side. You can see where I put it, but again, you can use regular adhesive for that. You could even use liquid glue if you are so inclined. You know I'm not. Unless I have to, unless it makes the most sense. And then we're just going to put this at the top of the ornament. And on this one, I want a little bit of the green to show through. All right, so we've got our little ornament all done. And now all that's left is to attach it to the card. So we're going to attach it using dimensionals. I believe they gave us some mini dimensionals. I'm using my regular ones that are on my desk here, but mini ones work fine. I've got some minis here as well, so I might switch to that. I'm just going to put a couple on there. But the key is when you're adhering it with the dimensionals, you want to line up the circle part of the tag with the circle part of the ornament offer. Okay, and so that way you end up like that. All right. So Lois, give me a thumbs up when you've got that done so I know that I can show you the very final step, and we'll only do it on the first one. Take your time. I'm going to take a sip of water over here. They're thirsty. All right, so Lois is done. So we're going to move to the final step, which is using these little paper clips. I'm calling them, no, they're not paper clips, safety pins. Safety pins is the proper word. So we've got our little mini dimensionals. I didn't open this up before. We've got our little sheet of glue dots, and then we've got our 8 little safety pins. And the way the safety pins work is you're going to open it up. Probably the best part of this whole kit, because, we don't see these every day. And you put it through. And then you're going to clip it on when you're ready to your little stocking right up in the corner. And it should go right through. Of course, it's not because I want to see. I've got doubled layers here. It's because I'm on camera, but here we go. So we've got it through, and then you just close it up, and you can now hang this somewhere, or just leave it as that way, or you can pull it through a little bit. But anyway, how adorable is this? And then you can write on the back your little message, and so cute, right? So that is how you're going to use the tags if you want with the stockings, okay? So that's the only one we're going to go through that whole process, but I want to make sure that we finish up all these tags. So let's move on to tag number 2. Same kind of thing, except that the background on this one, we're going to use this little star snowflakey thingy. That's the technical term for that, star snowflakey thingy. And we're going to put 2 in the top right. And then again, we're going to stamp our word at the bottom. And this time, instead of using Holly Jolly, I think I will use, let's see, what does that say? Filled with joy. And I'm just randomly choosing because all of these sentiments are perfect. So again, I'm going to stamp my sentiment at the center on the bottom. And then I know where I can put my other snowflake things. Okay, so I'm going to put one here and then another one up here. And there we go. That's the background. Can't get much easier than that. For this ornament, we have 2 spaces where we can stamp some designs, and I'm going to stamp the snowflakey line right here, line of snowflakes. I'm just gonna ink it up. I'm gonna put a line. Let's start at the top, line with little stars and dots there, and then some at the bottom. Now I was not paying attention to what I was doing, and I got a little extra on there. So let's do that. Still cute. Nobody's gonna know. We've got that stamped. Again, we're going to use a blue dot to put on the back of our little topper. That's enough. Take off the backing. And again, you can always use your regular adhesive or your wet adhesive for this. Put that at the top. If you center it. All right, run it straight now. There we go. And then we'll use some dimensionals on the back, and we're going to do the same thing, lining up the hole in the corner. So here we go. So our hole, and we've got tag number 2 complete. So there we go. Very fun. All right. Really doesn't get much quicker than this when we're working on these things. Imagine how nice it'll be to be able to crank out these little perfect bags for treats for your neighbors or whomever. I'd love to know what you might put in them. Let me know that in the comments. And Lois, when you finish that one, let me know. And before, I don't want to move on too soon. For my only in-person student. It's okay. People will watch on replay. So it's all good. And fast forward through these slow spots. It's all good. That's what I love about videos and replays. All right. So we're going to move on to the third one. Same thing again. Now this time I'm going to go back. Do I want to do this? Nope. I'm going to use the snowflake thingy again. And just stamp my 2 in the top right. And I'm just doing this because on my blue one before, I used the stars. Again, I want to make sure I put my sentiment at the bottom. So I am going to use this time, I really, really love these 2. The sending, I'm going to put these on. These are my 2 favorites. So I'm going to do the Merry Christmas, the bottom of this one. I just love the font on this and the size of it. It's going to be perfect for other tags that I'm going to be making. And then I know now where I can put my other snowflakey things. That is my background and my sentiment. And again, because I kept everything on the blocks, I just took out 3 blocks. and just separated them out for the words, for the backgrounds, and then for the well, decorative lines. So for the ornament itself, I'm going to use the dotted lines this time because I haven't used them yet. So let's move on to that. So we've got our dotted line, and here we've got 2 diagonal spots that are perfect for our line of our dotted lines. So there you go. There's one. This end. Do the same thing down here. So there we go. We're all stamped up there. Easy enough. And now that we have that, once with that stamped, we're just going to do the same thing. Get our glue dot, put it on the back of our little topper, peel that extra off. And attach it to the top of the ornament. So that's so pretty. I love how the ornaments also have gold lines, and then all of the tags have some gold on them. I didn't mention that earlier. It's always fun to have a little glitz on there without having to emboss. Always nice. I'm going to use my dimensionals on the back again, and I'm going to line up my holes together so that they are mounted properly. And then I can attach this to my stocking, or I could put it on the center of a card, or something with coordinating cardstock. Can be used a lot of different ways. Add it to a different gift. Put some ribbon through there. Either way, it will work out. So good. Yep, she's all caught up on this one. She's got this now. All right, our last one. I'm going to use our stars this time. So inking up the stars, putting some stars in the top right. And again, this time I'm going to use the Sending Lots of Cheer stamp at the bottom. Again, one of my favorites because it's not necessarily Christmassy. It can be more generic, sending lots of cheer. And then I know I can put my stars above that. And I don't have to worry. Because I can tell you, I definitely screwed that up on one of my samples. You do that exactly once, and then you don't do it again. This time, I think I'm going to mix them up a little bit. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm not going to, yep, let's see. I am going to use the squiggle at the top. You do whatever you like. So let's put a little squiggle at the top. And then on the bottom, I'll use the stripes that are on the other side. So again, because I have them all on this block, it was easy to mix them up. See how I mixed and matched them? You know, not rocket science. It's whatever you feel like doing. That's all the stamping. So I've got my ornament, and I've got some spots filled in. So I'll take my glue dot, I will put it at the bottom of the back of the ornament topper, peel that off, stick it onto the top of my ornament, and then adhere the ornament with dimensionals to the tails. So quick and easy, this project is very fun. It's going to be very useful as we get closer to the holidays. Gosh, you could even put some cookies in there. I think your little the little heart cookies, I think are going to fit perfectly. Lois makes the most delicious raspberry heart chocolate dipped cookies. They're unbelievable. It's unfortunate they're
The
not
same.
sugar this year.
What was that?
It's unfortunate that I'm not eating sugar this year, but
All right, I won't tempt you then.
yeah,
Change your
unfortunately.
mind, so let me know.
Yeah, but absolutely the most delicious. And she cuts them into little hearts, and they're like this thick, and they're just adorable and delicious. So
Thank you.
anyway, okay, so that's it for how the project goes. We end up with our ornament tags, and then you just attach them all to your little stockings. But let's see what some other people have done with their um, kit. So I'm going to share my screen and pop over to my little PowerPoint presentation I've got over here. And so that everybody can see. There we go. Let's start from the beginning. Let's see if it's going to do it. I've gotten my new computer, so this will go quicker one of these days. There we go. All right. So from one of my wonderful downline, Allison Ephraim, she always does wonderful projects from the paper pumpkin kits. And these are two of the alternative projects that she did. Um, Perfect with the designer series paper that she used, I think is from the Snowy Wonder. Actually, I'm not sure which paper that's from, but it's one of the ones that is offered in the mini catalog. And she's got a little snowflake background going on here. And she did not stamp the extra lines on her ornament, and they still look beautiful. So I think sometimes less is more. So that works out nicely. She used some different sentiments and a die cut. So very fun from Allison. Next up, we've got Akiko. I love a lot of the things that she does. She's very uh, clean and simple. And you can see she used the little stars to decorate her ornament, but then just added it to a blank card, uh, white card. And this Mary is actually from the little um, die cut set that you can get that coordinates with um, the paper pumpkin kits from, oh, Lois is showing them to us. I can't flip to you now, but you might be able to see her in the corner there, but it has a Mary die cut um, in there. So very fun. All right, check this out. So Angie put together a little advent calendar. And she did it like this. And she just used little white bags. Actually, I think those are the little book boxes. And she decorated each one differently. And she used the tags on a number of them. Now, she didn't use them on all of them. Like this one up here is done with a whole different stamp bundle. But you can see that a lot of them have, probably 12 of them, have the ornaments on them. Actually, she may have two kits because there are more than 12 ornaments on here. So she really went to town, and boy, she did a great job. And I was just really impressed by this one. So somebody is a very lucky person to have this advent calendar. All right. So we've got our next one from Cindy. This is a fun fold that she made. And I love that she pulled out the brighter pinks from the designs. So I thought that was really nice. And the fact that it's a fun fold. Next, this is Candy, and she shows several different ways. So she used her stocking a little bit differently, added different berries, whatever, pine cone over there. But then she used her ornaments on, I particularly like this card. And in that stamp set, you've got this trio of ornaments as well, which makes for a perfect background for that sentiment there too. So, and then she's got a fun fold here as well. So really fun projects. Laura Siki, she also has, basically the same fun fold on each of them, but by using the Snowfall Sky embossing folder as her background, she was able to whip up these cards pretty quickly to use those by using the little ornaments and putting them on the card. And then she used the red and white baker's twine, which is from the mini catalog. All right. Next, we have Leah Dixon, and this is look how she used the stripes to create her own border. So like her own DSP. So nicely done there. Here, she used the little snowflake thingies in the background. And I really love this. She used pink as opposed to a red, right? I've talked about that in recent classes. And so she used this glimmer paper, the matching glimmer paper. And I think that looks really perfect. And again, those ornaments, the hanging ornament trio. So, yeah. This one I really liked because she used the negative space from the die cuts, and she used them as stencils, and then she stamped within them. So she probably used a dauber or the blending brushes to create the both the ornaments, all the ornaments, as well as the topper, and then stamped on top of them in a darker color using the stencils in place. So I thought that was really a creative way of using this particular kit. And Lynn Dunn. Lynn always has amazing projects. She usually has like 8 or 9. I try to pick at least one from her collection. And I just love the way that she used the elements. She's got the tag back here as just another element, and she probably was able to cut that in half and use it on multiple cards, and then used other various pieces of embossed paper and designer series paper. And then this last one is a fun 12 by 12 scrapbook page spread using paper from the Sentimental Christmas DSP pack. So that's what she's using in the background. And then she's adding the stockings on each of the pages so that, and right now she's putting in little these are ephemera pieces from the ephemera packs that we offer. That's what she's got in there, but you could also put some journaling in there. You can hold little keepsakes if you have something that maybe is a little flatter. And I thought this was really fabulous in terms of how to use the stockings. And she doesn't really use the tags on here. She just uses the stockings, but still awesome. Anyway, so that is, those are the projects that I found. Let's see. Let me come back over here. So just so that you know, I want to make sure everybody is aware, tomorrow, actually midnight tonight, the last chance list will be, well, the online store will be updated with all the last chance items, meaning that the items in the catalog, the September through December catalog that are going to be retiring, some of them are marked down in price for quick selling, if you will. Boy, my words are not coming easily tonight. But I just want to make sure everybody's aware that that's out there, and that'll go through until they're sold out. So each item is different from the way it used to be. There's no more clearance rack. They're just going to go straight to last chance, and you'll always be able to see what's still available. So anyway, you might want to take a look at that tomorrow. Just a heads up on that. But other than that, I think that's it. Our next class will be at the beginning of January. And let's see, we have until the 11th, I'm sorry, the 10th, just to make sure that you receive your next kit, which is it's not a holiday kit, and it's going to be very nice. And you can take a look at a little preview in the emails that you get. And if you want to see them, you can also go to the Paper Pumpkin website to see that. So any questions that you might have, let me know. And that is it for tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you the next time.